Now in this lecture, we will talk about switch statement. If and else statement allow us to specify one or two statements on the expression. But using switch statement, you can specify expression with the multiple statements. Suppose, if you wanted to specify 4 statements for a specific expressions, then you can do that using switch statement. If you use if and else statement to execute more than 4 statements, then you need to specify multiple expressions to execute more than 4 statements. Using switch statement, you can execute multiple statements with a single expression. Let's take an example of switch statement. So we'll just say switch. In the parentheses, we specify expression and we then add curly braces, and in this block we specify case keyword value 1 colon, and here we specify our first statement. So this statement executed when the result of our expression matches value 1, and then we specify break keyword. Then we specify case value 2, and here we specify statement 2 with the break keyword. Then we also add case value 3 colon and the statement 3 with the break keyword, and then we add case value n. So the n stands for n number of values. You can specify multiple statements if you want, and then we specify break keyword. The last we specify default colon and specify the default statement here. Using this syntax, you can create multiple statements with a single expression. We start switch statement using switch keyword and specify expression in the parentheses. Then we open the compound statement using open and close curly braces, and in this block specify our first case and its value. JavaScript will evaluate expression and pick the case matches to that expressions. So the statement will execute one by one at the time and execute matches case statement, and after that exit from the switch statement using break keyword. We will talk about this break, continue, return and throw keywords in the future lectures. But just for now, keep in mind that break statement used to break the execution of the statement. You can specify number of n values in the case. It's upon you. Now let's take an example of switch statement. Suppose you have a question with 4 options. You need user input to select one of the 4 options. When the user selects the option, we display that option on the console. This is very simple example to understand. So if you have a question like which language do you choose, that have 4 options. First JavaScript, second Python, third PHP, and fourth ASP.NET. And when the user select one of the 4 options, then we display that selected option on the console, right? So I'm gonna add let answer is equal to 1 and end the statement with semicolon, and then we start the switch statement with the expression. So in the expression we specify the variable name answer and specify curly braces. So in that curly braces we specify first case 1 colon the statement. So now we display message on the console. So I will write console.log and print you have select JavaScript, and after that I will break the execution. Then we create case 2 and display message on the console you have select Python and break the execution. Then create case 3 and print the message you have selected PHP, and break the execution using break keyword. After that, we create fourth case and specify message in the console.log method and just say you have select ASP.NET, and then specify break keyword. At the last, we specify a default execution, so I will add a default keyword, then colon, and specify default message, so I will say console.log sorry you choose wrong answer, and break the statement. Now when you execute this code, you will get the first statement on the console because we selected first option. Now if I change the answer variable value and select second option, then the result would be second statement. And the same thing work for the third and fourth options also. It's depend on your cases. We just specified 4 cases here. You can specify more than that. So switch statement is not limited for a specific program. You can use this concept to achieve a different task. Now what if I specify 5 in the answer variable? So switch statement execute a default block for those values which was not matches to the cases. Now I also wanted to cover one more topic, which is JavaScript external file. There is one more way to link your JavaScript file to your HTML. When you are creating more than 100 lines of code, then the code will be complicated. To solve this problem, you can create a separate JavaScript file to manage code. So to create a new file of JavaScript, just click on this icon and specify your JavaScript file name and its extension. To recognize the JavaScript file, you need to specify .js extension to the JavaScript file. So I will just create a main.js file here. After that, you need to link JavaScript file to HTML using script tag. So to link this file, go to your HTML and specify script tag. In this script tag, insert source attribute and specify your absolute path of JavaScript file. Now your JavaScript file is linked to your HTML file. Now I will just copy this program and paste it in the JavaScript file. The program is working fine. Separating your JavaScript code from the HTML document will help you to organize your code properly.